Hello, everybody. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are. Today is going to be an amazing day. We are going to discuss Miss Earth 2022. I have three distinguished guests in my panel, and they will be joining me. And we will pick our top 20, top 8, top 4, and finally, our predictions for the top 4 placements. The winner, Miss Earth 2022, Miss Earth Air, Miss Earth Water, and Miss Earth Fire. So we're just waiting for our guests to join in. If you have any questions, please feel free to write your questions in the chat box below, and I'll be more than happy to read them back to my guests. So are you guys ready? All right. Hey, Ralph, how are you doing? Good evening and happy Thanksgiving to you as well. All right. I think we have 2 people trying to get in. We'll let him in now. Yes. Hello, everybody. Can you hear me?
Hello.
Hey, Marky.
Good morning.
Good morning. It's 10 o'clock in the morning in the Philippines.
Susie got it. This minute is being live.
Have you had your breakfast yet, Marky?
I have not yet eaten. Probably later.
Okay. I think you can have brunch or something.
Okay, so we're
Summer, we can hear you, but we can't see you. It's 10 o'clock in the morning in the Philippines.
Susie got it. This minute is being
I hope the connection is good.
I have not yet eaten. Probably later.
Okay. I think you can have brunch or something. Did I just hear my voice? There's a feedback. Marky, I have so many questions for you.
hello.
Let's try to answer that.
Okay, we'll wait for Summer and for Co. Summer, we can't see you. We can't see your beautiful face.
It's on.
Yeah, it's on. We can hear you, but we can't see you. And we're waiting for Co. So I hope Co did not forget, because she lives in Bangkok, and I believe Bangkok is 1 hour behind Manila, I believe. And that'll change because of the daylight savings time, which, by the way, I hate. So anyway, Marky, how are you?
I'm great. I just woke up, but I am energized. Hope you're good too.
That's amazing. And we have Summer, finally. She made it. Woohoo. Is that Michael's hand? Okay, Michael. Oh, that is funny. That is a weird, that is so surreal. What just happened, what I just saw. Hi, Summer. Can you see me? Can you see us? Wave. Hi. Oh my God. Anyway, well, she's trying to fix her audio problem. Yeah, so Marky, how are you doing? How's everything in life?
Everything is good. Just busy wrapping up things in Miss Earth, and we'll try to cover some last few events in Miss Earth.
Yeah.
But excited for the coronation night.
Yes. I think I saw, let me see, I think the last competition was, I believe, the talent competition.
Yes.
For the water group, I believe. Yeah.
Yes.
And then the girls are all back in Manila. They've reunited, and then I've seen photos of the stage. It's the same venue, and I think they're building something to cover the pool. Is that it? Okada Resort. Okay.
But they will start the construction, I think, on the 28th. If
the day before.
Not Sunday, Monday.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. It should be very exciting, because I think that's the first time they cover the pool, right?
Yes.
Okay. And yes, I've been reading some background about this year's edition, and of course, there's some drama as usual, like what happens every year in any pageant. There's always drama, there's always controversy, and whatnot. So I mean, that's all part of the pageant scene. And I think without drama, it would be less exciting, so to speak. But I think pageants need drama once in a while. Summer.
Hello.
Oh, okay. Finally, you can hear us. So,
Oh,
all right.
good.
Okay, so we're just waiting for Ko. I hope Ko did not forget, because usually she has a tendency to forget, or maybe the connection in Bangkok is bad, or maybe she hasn't woken up yet. Who knows? Anything can happen, So, but she was very eager to participate in this live chat, and so first and foremost, while waiting for Ko, I would like for each of my guests to introduce themselves, please, to those people out there who are watching and who may not know you or who may know little of you. Let's start with Marky.
Hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I don't know whatever time zone where you're at. I'm Mark. Mark Lee Gatchalian. Just call me Marky, and I am one of the admins of Miss Earth Crown, a dedicated pageant site, a magazine site for Miss Earth. And we have been following Miss Earth for quite some time. And we cover events, and we interview people related to the Miss Earth pageant. So hi.
All right. Yes, just to add that, Marky's your Instagram page and your social media page on Facebook is amazing. I follow it constantly. If you guys don't know where to find Marky, it's on Facebook. It's Miss Earth Crown on Facebook, and on Instagram is at Miss Earth Crown. So go ahead and follow this page. It's an amazing page because they do a lot of updates about Miss Earth, and one of the best actually pageant pages out there related to Miss Earth. So go ahead, people, and subscribe to that page. And our next lovely guest is Summer. Hi, Summer. Introduce yourself, please.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Crown Sisters. Sorry,
I was just waiting for you to say that.
how are you both?
Of course, Marky, have
We're
you met
good.
Summer? Summer, have you met Marky?
Hi, Mark.
This is my first time. Hi, you're so gorgeous.
I know, right?
She could be one of the contestants in Miss Earth this year.
Oh my God. I'm sorry, Marky.
So
I
Marky,
adore.
let me
I've
tell
been
you.
watching.
Let me tell you how I met Summer. We haven't met in person, so to speak, but the first time I saw her channel, her channel was faceless. She didn't show her face. It was all about her voice.
I thought Tito Rafa used my channel.
And that's how I started falling in love with this voice. And I kept asking myself, who is this person? I need to get to know her. So I sent her a private message and whatnot. And we just clicked. We became good friends and everything. And she's been more extrovert than ever, because beforehand you were very introverted. You said you were very kind of like shy. You didn't want to show your face. What happened?
That's true. I for everyone there who has never heard of me, I used to run a jewelry business in the UK for over 15 years. Then I sold it because, I started a YouTube channel. That's my real passion, has always been my passion. And so I thought maybe it's time to get a life and start a YouTube channel.
It's more exciting and it's more fun than owning a jewelry business, right?
Yeah, Tito Rafa. But I used to earn more in jewelry business.
There you go. And of course, Summer, where do you live? Where's your permanent residency right now?
Okay, so I live in the UK, and I'm also very lucky to have another home here in the Philippines, in Los Baños, Laguna, actually.
Oh.
The home of original buko pie.
Ooh, buko pie. Oh, you know what? I just saw Instagram post of our dear friend Luis Porteles, who's by the way in the Philippines covering Miss Earth, and you two finally met, and there's a picture of you together.
Finally, after
Yeah,
Mhm.
and you presented him with buko pie.
don't worry, I'll send you some buko pie as well. And you, Marky, just send me your messages, your addresses.
Yes, please. I miss buko pie. Not only that, but I also miss hopia and siopao. What else do I miss? Bibingka,
Okay, so
all the Filipino delicacies.
okay, Tito Rafa, you're being greedy now. That's only I can only promise buko pie.
Okay, fine. Next Christmas, we make everything. All right, so that's wonderful. So we have viewers watching. Ralph, our good friend Ralph Samba says, "Good evening, happy Thanksgiving." It's Thanksgiving
Happy
in the Western
Thanksgiving.
Happy
Hemisphere
Thanksgiving.
in the United States. Hello, Ralph. Says hello, Mark Summer. Emma Mega says hello, Rafa and Mrs. Smith Summer. Hi, Bossing Marky. Bossing Marky. Trish says, okay, well, Trish has an interesting question. We're going to talk about that later. What do you think about Miss Bulgaria and Slovak Republic's comments? All right. I haven't seen Miss Slovak Republic's comments, but I have seen Miss Bulgaria's comments on her Instagram story. So we're going to talk about that, later on. All right, so now we've made our proper introduction. Of course, you guys, if you don't know me, you should know me by now. Okay, I'm like the original pageant critic. I've been in the pageant industry for more than 20 years, and I started my YouTube channel May 2019, and it has grown organically, well. And people are saying, why do you only have less than 6,000 subscribers? You know what? I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it for the money, because if I wanted to have more than 6,000 subscribers, I could easily switch into a Filipino channel and do some Pinoy baiting. You know what I mean? But I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I want to be true to myself. You know what? That's not a bad idea. Maybe I should start an all Filipino channel. What do you think? Right? Okay, people who are watching, just comment below if you want to see Rafa speaking Filipino. All right. Now let's go to the nitty gritty. All right, some background information about this year's Miss Earth 2022, which is taking place in the Philippines. The finals is going to be held at the Okada Resort Hotel in Manila on November 29th. Do you know what time, Marky? What time?
6 p.m. Manila time. Originally, it was at 3. Now it's at 6 p.m.
It's at 6 p.m. Why did they change the hour? Because usually 6 p.m. I would think it's already dusk, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Right now, we're not sure, because when we tried asking Tita Lorraine, she's so mum about it. She's quite secretive about things recently, and it's okay. It's understandable. It's probably because there's a change in the stage, perhaps. So we don't know yet.
Okay. All right. Because I've been reading a lot of people complaining, okay, why are they using so many LED lights in some of these regional competitions? The stage is full of really a lot of strong light LED lights, and you're supposed to be conserving energy. Why are you guys not doing it during daylight? So which is a valid question. And you know what? Not everything is perfect. I mean, there's still some, just because Miss Earth is promoting environmental awareness and saving energy, that doesn't mean, everything has to be perfect. So, all right, we'll see. All right, so anyway, this is the 22nd edition of Miss Earth. And originally, I believe there were almost 100 contestants who signed up for this year's edition, but only 86 showed up. And 3 countries debuted: Burundi, Cabo Verde, or Cape Verde, and Senegal. Now, interesting about what's the story about Somalia? I'm getting some mixed messages about Somalia. Did she not get financial support from her national director? Or does anybody know, if you guys know anything about the Somalia? Because what I've heard, Summer, do you know anything about Somalia?
Yes, Tito Rafa. She got conned basically apparently by her own national director. So she didn't have the money to buy another ticket to come here. And so she didn't make it on time. but she's a friend to our local designer here in the Philippines called Mark Danily, and he yeah. Francis Danily, I beg your pardon, Francis Danily, and he is an award-winning designer. And I believe he is going to be the next national director for Somalia. And I was,
Really?
yes, and I was with him yesterday, and he's amazing, and he's gonna dress me up for the next coming Miss Earth Finals,
Wow.
Miss Tourism World, Miss International, and Miss Universe.
Girl, yeah, you are very busy. Right after Miss Earth, you're flying to Vietnam to cover Miss
I think
Tourism
Peter Rock-
International,
I
and
think
then from
Papa,
there to Japan for Miss International. So you're quite a busy bee.
thank you. I think it's because they're fed up of seeing me all the time wearing just long sleeves, nothing, not even bothered. Maybe they said, "Oh, it's about time to pay attention on yourself and to look like a what you say the part to look the part."
Right, exactly. Well, you look amazing tonight.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Did you see that my chicken wings? It's up and everything.
Your makeup is like flawless. Well, this is what
I'm
I
not
read.
wearing makeup at all.
Oh, really?
I just woke up
Wow.
just woke up.
You
too
you
much.
you'll slay it. You will slay it at a no makeup round in Miss Earth.
That's right. That's right. The no makeup competition, you'll win it hands down. So going back to Miss Somalia, this is what I read. I read that, Summer, yeah, you're right. Her national director scammed her. The woman, the national director, her name is actually Monica. Let me see. I have some
Yeah.
notes here. Monica Akech, Akech. She was the woman who organized, Miss Planet International in Uganda, the pageant that never went through. Because of her. So she was the director of Somalia and also of Miss Earth Uganda. And that's another problem that another Miss Earth contestant had is Uganda. Remember, she was almost not able to make the Philippines until some wonderful, generous woman was able to sponsor her airfare. And that's why she was able to come to the Philippines, even though she was like a week and a half late, but still she was able to show up. To represent our country. So I thought that was really nice. But yeah, this Monica woman is the national director of both Miss Earth Somalia and Miss Earth Uganda. And this woman actually got arrested. Yeah, I saw a news report about her getting arrested in Uganda. So yeah.
She's a lovely lady, based on what I've read and based on Francis, and she's beautiful as well.
Well, I guess she doesn't have a beautiful soul.
But she's gonna no, I'm talking about Miss Somalia.
Oh, okay.
Miss
I thought you were talking about
Somalia.
Monica.
Yes, and I'm talking about Monica, and she's gonna compete for next year. So watch out
I
for
hope
her.
so. Okay, I hope
She
so.
is.
I mean, yeah, it's only fair. But anyway, Monica belongs to prison, okay? So yeah, so that's the situation about Somalia and Uganda. But I'm glad Uganda was able to make it. Another contestant who was not able to make it was Myanmar. So I'm not really sure about Myanmar. From what I read was that she withdrew because her visa was not approved, or maybe a delay in the process of her visa. So I'm not really quite sure about that. Also, another girl in Lebanon, she participated in the virtual activities, but she just disappeared right after the costume presentation. So we don't know what happened. There's no rhyme or reason why she just disappeared. So if any of our viewers know anything about Lebanon's case, please feel free to say so, because we don't know anything about what happened to Lebanon. So this year is also a hybrid competition, hybrid meaning half virtual and half physical. So the pre-pageant activities actually premiered on Miss Earth's YouTube channel on October 25th with the Meet the Delegates series. So if you guys saw those series, to me personally, I think that was one of the most important series, because it really gave me the chance to get to know the personality of each of the contestants, how they express themselves, how they interact with the judges, so forth and so on. So to me, that was very imperative. This was followed by 6 more virtual competitions. The Fauna outfit, which I thought was amazing, because this year, each contestant had to dress up as an animal, I believe, that is supposed to be endangered in their country. And that's, which is very original, by the way. So the first time I saw, oh, wow, they're actually going to dress up as an endangered species. That's amazing. I love that. Of course, you have the intelligence preliminary judging, which got a lot of mixed reviews. And of course, the national costume competition, the beauty of face, which is also very important, because if you're going to be representing Mother Earth usually never wears makeup anyway. So I can't imagine the planet wearing makeup, okay? So you have to look as good as possible without any paint on your face. And of course, fitness and form, which is basically the physique. I saw a lot of girls who are not really physically fit this year. So, sorry to say, I'm not going to mention names, but there's many of them. And of course, the eco video presentations. To be honest, I only saw about a dozen eco video presentations because I really did not have enough time to sit down and watch every eco video presentation. So, I'm sorry, but maybe Marky or maybe Summer had more time to watch the eco video presentation. But there were like 6 or 7 that I really liked. But other than that, I didn't see most of them. So the initial, once the girls arrived in the Philippines, the first major event, of course, was the press presentation. And again, to me, that was a revelation because I think, Marky, were you there? Did you go to the press presentation?
Yes, actually, prior to the press presentation, there was a welcome dinner.
Okay.
Welcome dinner at Versailles Palace. And we had a chance to interact with a lot of the girls. That was really telling. You would see the personalities. You would see the ones who were quite serious about it, about the competition. You would see girls who are just there to be there, meaning they're just there for the experience. They were very vocal about it. Some of them are really saying, you know what, Mark, I'm just here for the experience. Some are really, you know what, I'm here to really win. So they really say it to you.
Right.
So that's very telling, and it's.
Can you name them, please? Can you name them? Just
Let me just not name them.
Okay. Just kidding.
and it's quite different, which is why I like the hybrid approach, because you get to judge them virtually, but it's different when you see them face to face and you get to interact with them. A lot of girls were surprising to me in a pleasant way, who I wasn't a fan initially virtually, but when I saw them personally, I was really surprised. There's some of them, a lot of them are actually beautiful in person. So it's really different when you interact with the girls.
Mm-hmm. That's wonderful. Summer, you were there too. You were at the press conference.
I know. I'm very disappointed now. I wanted to meet Marky. I was there.
Oh, you didn't know.
I was also there. I'm so sorry.
Maybe you were standing next to each other without knowing, right?
Yeah, maybe next time. There's always the next time.
Right.
Yes, there is.
Oh, can I add something, Tito Rafa, to that?
Go ahead.
Before I forget, I've met Destiny and Nelly. They're both there. Hello.
Destiny Wagner is the current Miss Earth.
Yes, they're both.
Yes.
And Nelly Pimentel is Miss
I was very disappointed. I was looking for Lindsay Coffee, but she may not be coming.
No, she's not. She's not coming because she was not
unless she
invited.
comes here on her own, because I believe the carousel are not going to support her because they don't want to get involved with the internal problems within the Miss Earth USA organization, I believe.
Well, that's another topic, and I have something to say about that as well. But no, I did message Lindsay Coffee about 2 weeks ago, and I asked her, "Are you coming to Manila?" And she said, "No, I was not invited." Those were her own words. So I hope they invite her in Vietnam next year. So, all right. So, okay. Now we have Ko. Should we allow her? Let me see. Should we ask her if she's vaccinated or not? I'm just kidding.
We can check.
All right. Let's go admit Ko.
Cole, are you
Well, wait,
vaccinated or not?
are you? Show us your proof. Okay, so while waiting for Co, more comments from the audience. Ooh, Pyre, as a Gen Z, I thought MGI, meaning Miss Grand International and Miss Universe, were the best. But when I discovered Miss Earth, everything changed. The Miss Earth organization is one of a kind, and its advocacy is impactful, timely, and life-changing. I think a
Yeah.
lot of people will agree with you, Pyre. Yeah, definitely. And it's a growing pageant. It's very, very relevant, more so relevant than any of the major pageants, competing with each other. So yes, absolutely.
And,
You're right.
and also, Tito Rafa, may I add something to that? That of all the pageants, I believe Miss Earth is one of the most popular pageants in Europe.
One of the
And
most popular pageants in Europe.
yes, and very
Yes.
well received.
Yeah. Mhm. Well, the Europeans, they're always very progressive as far as environmental concerns, environmental issues are concerned, compared to Asia
And
or
there are more other national channels, TV channels are paying so much interest on Miss Earth.
Mhm. Ralph
watch
says, for me, I will always support the Miss Earth organization until the day I die. Whoa, talk about a loyal, avid fan, Ralph. Good for you. All right, so while waiting for Co. Okay, so after the presentation, the girls did a little eco tour. And of
Mhm.
course, followed by the swimsuit competition in the city of Zamboanga. For all those who don't know where Zamboanga is, it's way down in Mindanao, which is the most southernmost island in the Philippines. It's almost close to Sarawak, which is part of Malaysia. So the contestants were divided into 4 groups: air, water, fire, and eco. Okay. So we have about 86 girls divided into 4 groups, and each group went to various different locations to partake in different competitions and whatnot. They had a lot of they did more eco tour, motorcades, school tours, community immersion, and all these different pre-pageant competitions, which I thought was amazing because all the girls enjoy themselves. And in a way, what makes Miss Earth interesting compared to the other pageants is because all the girls in each small group really got the time to get to know each other and actually bonded with each other. And to me, that's very important, because especially for the girls who just went to the Philippines just to have a good time and they don't really, could care less about competing. This is the chance for them to actually network with new friends and whatnot, to to establish permanent friendships and all that lovely, wonderful, amazing stuff. So yeah, but the problem I have with separating, the girls into 4 groups is because they don't experience the whole experience. Like, for example, okay, air group goes to Dumaguete City and they have their own unique experience, whereas the water group goes to Tarlac and they have a totally different experience. So not all the groups have the same similar universal experience, so to speak. But in a way, it's good because each group has a unique experience. Do you guys do you know what I'm saying? So there's like a paradox. It's not a contradiction, but it's more like a paradox. So yeah, what do you think? Do you agree? Sama?
Sorry, sorry, Tito Rafa. Yes, I totally agree with you.
You do? Okay. All right. So would you
Sorry,
prefer?
Tito Rafa,
Because
I'm missing I can't see myself. I can't.
Well, we can see you.
I'm terrible.
Marky, what do you think? Do you think it's a good idea to split the girls into 4 groups?
First, I think, again, I'm glad that we have returned to the face-to-face competition, because this is where you get to see how girls would interact in groups. And I agree that they would have their own unique experience. And the good thing about this is there are a lot of local government units who are very much willing to sponsor these events. Okay, so this is a chance for the girls to actually not just experience the culture, but immerse in it. And I think every time I interview girls and ask them what's their most favorite part, it's always the immersion bit. wherever part of the region or region of the Philippines they go to, it's always the interaction with the people, especially the school tours, because they get a chance to really educate and interact with the kids, because that's the core of Miss Earth, really educating and interacting with the kids. So that's the good side of the regional interactions. The not so good side, really, logistically, not impossible, but it's logistically daunting for the organization to really just, let's say, 86 of them, you'll move them to an entire place, or let's say just one region. It will be really, really difficult, which is why some of them are really grouped into certain groups. We were just really lucky in Zamboanga because the entire Zamboanga region was very much willing to cover everything for all of the 86 delegates, because they are bidding. They are bidding to host the Miss Earth International Pageant next year. Ooh. It's like it's like a test whether they can really sponsor and also do the best experience for them, at least for the Zamboanga region. As for the not so good side, you know what? I think a lot of local government units could also prepare better and have a plan B, because some of them really, they were prepared when it comes to the presentation, but they did not anticipate the rain. And I think it's I don't want to blame mother nature, but I would have to blame climate change for that, because
exactly
before it's not that the weather is not that weird at this time of the year. So I think the local government units did a job well done on the immersion, the core pieces of Miss Earth: immersion, education. It's just the presentation. There are areas of opportunities there.
Well, speaking of weather, is it still not rainy season in the Philippines?
It is.
Yeah, it's still rainy season, right? You have like 6 months.
It is.
Yeah, it's still. So it's not really climate change. It's normal. That's normal season.
If I may say this, I think we should expect that we always experience here in the Philippines at least 20 typhoons a year. So, but I believe during the swimsuit competition, the girls had to do it with barefooted, and
right, yeah.
And they had to stop it. They had to stop the show in the middle of it, and they had to transfer to a gazebo.
Pleasant. Yeah, that's right. I was a bit surprised how they did not prepare for this.
Oh, you mean
there was no plan B. There was no plan B for them.
Yeah. So that's I think one major criticism that many fans have is because, if you're going to organize, a pageant of this scale, you always have to have a plan B, especially when it comes to weather or natural calamities for that matter. But I saw the stage in Zamboanga before the rain, and I thought that stage was magnificent. It was amazing. Everything was going fine until, of course, the rain started, to happen. And then they had to move the contest indoors. Indoors, it looked like more. It looks like gazebo. Was it like a gazebo?
It was a gazebo.
It was a gazebo, right? So the girls had to remove all their heels because some of them could slip or fall, and we don't want that. So we see all of them, barefoot and doing their walkway, the swimsuit walk and whatnot. So I thought that was very unusual. But nevertheless, it seems like everybody had a good time. The girls had a good time, So that's good. Now we have Ko. Hi, Ko.
สวัสดีครับ Hi everyone. Hi Rafa. Hi Summer. Hi Maki. How are you?
Hello.
Thank you.
Hi. You finally made it.
Pardon?
You finally made it. I'm glad.
Oh, thank you. Indeed. I try to, finish all the toilet things and make sure that I'm clean enough and look earthy enough for the show today. Okay.
Oh, okay. Ko, can you fix your audio because I'm hearing some feedback noise.
All right. Hang on.
Yeah.
So how's that?
Much better. Much better.
Okay.
Much better.
That's
Yeah.
good. Thank you for reminding me. all the fans worldwide, everyone, and Thai fan as well. And thank you for joining. And I'm so glad indeed to join my friend today. And it has been a long time indeed. And I'm waiting for this chance for a long time. Thank you,
I
Rafa,
know.
for inviting me in. Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, well, Ko, let me introduce you to Marky. I don't know you guys have met Marky, Marky.
Nice
Hi,
to meet you.
Marky.
Sawadi
Hi,
ka from Thailand.
hi, Mabuhay.
Yeah, Marky is the editor-in-chief of Miss Earth Crown magazine, one of the best
Right.
pageant sites related to Miss Earth.
Yes.
So yes, and I've had Marky before. I believe like 2 years ago with Peter, remember when the internet connection went
Yes.
bad and I disappeared for a while to come back. So, but now I've mastered everything about the internet and Zoom. So yeah, I'm perfect. I'm doing well. Great. All right. So all of us are here. So Carl, just before you came in, we were talking about some background information about this year's edition of Miss Earth, the problems that the pageant has had so far, and about some of the contestants not making it because they could not afford their airfare or their visas were not approved. You know, all these different issues and problems. So yeah, so right now we're talking about the swimsuit competition that took place in Zamboanga that was rained on. Did you see that one? Yes.
Yes, I did.
What do you think?
Honestly, I probably have a different perspective from many, okay, majority, because okay, honestly, in Thailand, we're quite surprised that, there's such a, surprise, natural surprise that, have to change all the plan completely. And it's quite new for us because we never experienced this thing before. And definitely there's some kind of questions, the preparedness of the organization, okay, honestly. But for me, honestly, okay, I'm not trying to please anyone, but what I feel, I think, okay, it's an earth pageant, okay, and for me, I really admire how quickly they change the plan, even though it seemed very local, okay, but it impressed me. I don't know. I just think that, okay, the purpose is the show must go on, all right?
Right.
So whatever, it has to go and complete. And actually, the purpose of the pageant is all kind of environmentalists, okay, listen, and whatever earthiness. So I just, wouldn't have any kind of high expectation of glitz and glam, okay? So I think it's okay for me. It's good. I impressed, and also especially the audience, okay? They still support the contestant, okay, to finish everything, even though they did everything on, bare feet. So I think it's kind of exemplified to many pageant lover that a pageant is more than glitz and glam, okay?
Right. Yeah.
It's just about action and purpose. So the purpose is just have swimming suit to represent, to showcase the contestant, and then some raining coming, storm coming. So what you're gonna do? At first, I thought that it's going to have kind of cancellation, okay, and there would be another.
I thought that too. Yeah.
Yeah, another staging on the other day, but suddenly they just changed the venue into the indoor, even though it's a small, it's quite unfamiliar for us, for doing such a thing in the pavilion, a small pavilion, okay, but
Gazebo, yeah.
Yes, gazebo. And but the determination of the staff, okay, and especially of the girls, okay, that's impressed me. So all these things just overshadow the storm, raining, inconvenience, okay, before. So for me, I got kind of enlightenment, okay, for me, okay. It can be done for me.
Yes.
Oh, whatever happened, it can be done. If you got a will, there's always a way, okay. That's what I learned.
I think
honestly.
Marky and Summer would agree. It's a Filipino characteristic to be resilient, right? It's all about resilience.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, we saw resilience there, and the girls after the show were just very thankful because you know what? The good thing about the local government units is they really take care of the girls, and the security is also very tight. And most importantly, we let them experience the culture and the food. The girls were well fed in all of the regional activities. So there. So again, I guess it's really the experience
Yeah.
that matters.
Nobody ever goes hungry because there's always like banquets of food everywhere.
Yes.
So, yeah.
And you know what? Sometimes we're kind of scared for them because you always see food. There's food. Filipinos, when we have visitors, we always offer food. So it's a good thing. That's why they really appreciate the culture immersion.
And Tito Rafa,
Yes.
I can attest to that.
Oh, you can attest to that, of course.
Yeah.
You told me that the Miss Earth organization feed you very well.
During the you know how much I love my food, and they cater for all food requirements. As you know, Michael has a difficult, very specific food requirement. He's got chronic kidney, and it's always difficult for us to travel. But Miss Earth organization, they have the best caterer, and I enjoyed the meals, and Michael enjoyed his meal too, and they have halal as well, salad. So I think they are very sensitive to everyone's needs, unlike other pageants. They don't care about specific food requirements.
Okay, so in other words, they serve vegetarian. They have vegetarian options, vegan options, all sorts of food for all sorts of diets, which is great. Yeah, good. That's good to know. Now, okay, let's move on. So after the girls were divided into 4 different groups, they all had to depart to different locations in the country to compete in these regional competitions. Now, the swimsuit competition that was held in Zamboanga City, that was the first swimsuit competition. And for every competition, they chose, actually, no, this is something that's also unusual because in the swimsuit competition in Zamboanga, they picked the winner from each continent. So you have Nigeria who won from Africa, Colombia from the Americas, Korea from Asia and Oceania, and Belarus from Europe. But when they competed in the beachwear, that's when they started getting medals as awards: the gold, the bronze, silver, and the bronze. Now, Marky, to those people out there who don't understand this medal award thing, could you please give us some background? Why are they giving out medals, and what is the significance of these medals?
Number one, the medals and the awards actually are coming from sponsors, majority of which are from local government units or major sponsors. Okay, so that's one. Next would be, I already asked this from Tita Lorraine. She said that the reason why they have that competition is because this is the only chance that they could actually celebrate their successes. A lot of them are really working out, preparing for their evening gowns. And when you do the finals night, not everyone will be highlighted, right? So in this competition or mini competitions, the girls would have a chance to actually compete, and also their performance will be rewarded through the medals. However, these medals, since they are sponsored, and usually the judges are also from the sponsoring local government units, as well as the big companies, this is in no way does not affect the preliminaries, or it's not a guarantee that you will get in the top 20. because what matters most would always be the three preliminary competition, which is the beauty of face, intelligence or environmental awareness, and the figure and form. But there's another but. This is why I like the interaction part, because this is where you will see how the girls interact. And they're also observed and graded based on that interaction. There's a score for that. Because you would check who are the divas, who are the not so divas, who are the serious ones. Especially, I'll give an example. Before the press presentation, they attended an environmental seminar. And as you know, an environmental seminar could be boring. This is an opportunity for the organization to see who are the girls who are really serious about it, and they're actually graded for it. Imagine if in case you win and you have no idea what you're talking about the environment, and you did not listen to the seminar, what would you say, right? So that's why they're graded based on the interactions and how serious they are. So there. So in other words, the medal competitions really is a celebration of their effort.
Right. Exactly. So this is what I always tell the girls who want to compete in pageants. You're already judged from the moment you land in the host country, okay? There are secret judges everywhere. Secret judges, what I mean by that is that it could be a member of the public, it could be a member of the staff, a chaperone, it could be the janitor at the airport. Who knows? They all report back to the organization. And, I think all these challenges are so important because they test the contestants' perseverance, determination, patience, and since we're on the topic of patience, I think this is a good time to talk about Miss Bulgaria, because as you know, Miss Bulgaria posted comments on her IG story. In the beginning of the pageant, she was very excited to be competing, in Miss Earth. But a few days ago, she posted on Instagram story that she's disappointed to compete in this pageant, but she never really gave the reason why she was disappointed. So I have no idea. Does anybody have an idea? Fans out there who's watching, do you guys have an idea why Miss Bulgaria feels the same way? Ko, do you have an idea?
Yes.
I think Ko knows.
I did because I saw some comments from her. She explained to the comment in her chat box, I think. For me, okay, the way that she expressed is kind of attention seeking, I think. Okay. Once you read her explanation, it's kind of, she complained that you asked for everyone to conserve the earth, especially reduce the garbage, but what she experienced in real, whenever she went to throw the garbage and ask the staff, where can I, litter? And the answer she always got, it's like, oh, wherever you want, okay, just leave it there. Okay, so that's made her disappointed because she expect that, all right, Philippines is like the origin of Miss Earth, and Miss Earth actually champion for environmentalism. Okay, and also the garbage is one major things in nowadays that everyone should should reduce it, and that's why made her dissatisfied about the answer from the staff. Instead of suggesting her where should she litter, what she got is just like ignorance. That's made her disappointed. That's a heart of her reply. That's why
I don't quite understand. So she littered, she threw trash and she didn't pick it up.
No, Rafa. She was asking for as to where she could throw her trash, and one of the locals said you could throw it anywhere. Local.
Yes,
it was a local.
Yes,
you could throw it anywhere, and that's where her disappointment is coming from, and which is why she explained. She explained, and she even had a story in Bulgaria. This is how we recycle.
So I think if
Interesting.
you read it cautiously, I think it's kind of attention seeking or calling out from her to everyone to attend this problem. Okay, so I just tend to think in the positive light. Okay, that she don't have kind of bad wife or negative intention towards the organization, but I think the best way she got voice during the competition, all right, and also she needs to be noticed as well. So she just made the story, all right, and
Just to
the
seek
way that
attention. Okay.
yeah, that's right. So the way she called for attention is, definitely people nowadays seeking negativity. Okay, first, all right. So she just complained in short in her story. So everybody just, oh, why she did just that?
So
And
so they
when
made a
people
big
just read
so they basically exaggerated. They made a big deal
Yeah.
about an innocent,
Yeah.
perfectly innocent, valid comment observation.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, now I understand. All right. So what about Slovak Republic?
Okay, in my understanding,
Okay. Thank you.
Yep. Yep. Rafa, sorry, I hope you don't mind me adding to what Cole shared. I think Cole's view of how it happened is nicely put, but for me, I think that statement was reeking of privilege and reeking of racism. Why? I think she's forgetting why she's in this earth. Why is she? Why are these girls on this earth? The reason why they're there is to educate people. So what is the best option if she's that, right? Why did she not just educate? That's the reason why they're there. She's forgetting that. And why is she saying, this is how we do it in Bulgaria? This is how we do it in Bulgaria. You're in the Philippines, right? You're in the Philippines. Yes, you have the right to say what you want, but you also need to be careful with what you say because
Right.
it's subject to a lot of interpretations.
Right.
So I just
Exactly.
think it was white being immersed. They're being immersed for them to know what's happening. That's what's happening. So now, as a Miss Earth, if I were Miss Earth, if I were a contestant, instead of complaining, I would actually take action and do something about it.
Agree.
Marky, you sound like Miss Earth.
Yes, Miss
Thank
Earth.
you.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I think probably her action is a little bit too harsh,
Over the
okay,
top.
too strong. Yeah, but
Well,
yeah, it's effective. She got a
sometimes-
lot of attention.
Yeah. Well, let it be a learning experience. I'm sure she learned something about it from it, and then she'll have to do it again. But in all fairness, though, I would agree with her in the sense that Filipinos do love to litter everywhere.
True.
And that's a fact because they think if you throw something in the street, you automatically assume that somebody else will pick it up for you or will throw it away for you. So that's the mentality in the Philippines, not only in the Philippines, but in a lot of countries of developing countries. So that needs to stop. And what do you do to stop that? Well, adults, parents need to teach their kids that the proper way to dispose of a trash is to dump it in the trash can or whatever, not in the streets, not in public or whatever. There are certain places where you can properly dispose of your trash, but people are just too lazy to do it because they expect other people to do it for them. So yeah. All right. Okay. Travel Junkie says there is an Ever Belena event today. Marky, did you know that? Ever Belena?
Yes, there is.
Okay,
They've already started rehearsing. Just this morning, they've been rehearsing.
Okay, Ever Belena is one of the major sponsors of Miss Earth. It's a cosmetics health company, and they do it every year. They, it's one of the biggest sponsors of the competition. Charity Santiago has an interesting question. With Miss International, Miss Universe, Miss Grand International, and Miss Supranational changing their crowns, do you think it's high time for Miss Earth to also change their crown? Yeah, did you guys notice that every major pageant in the world are changing their crowns? How old is the Miss Earth crown, Marky? Do you know?
The first time I saw that was after Jessica Trisco's win. So I don't know how long was that ago. But wait, I actually asked that from Tita Lorraine and said,
2007.
"Tita."
Yeah,
Yes.
Jessica
So
Trisco. Yeah.
yes. So after that, we saw the new crown. So I already asked that if Tita has a plans of changing the crown. She said that she probably can, but right now that's not the goal
It's
of
not a
the
priority.
organization.
Yeah.
That's not a goal. It's not a priority for them. And if in case they change the crown, highly likely they will just recycle it because that's the main point. The crown is actually made of recycled material, so
Okay, so it's a sustainable crown.
they probably
Okay.
just redesign it.
Maybe, well, should they decide to change the crown, maybe they should solicit some designs from fans, from pageant fans. Maybe have a little contest or something, I think that would be
Agree.
great. Yeah, that'd be
Miss Earth fans are quite creative, so I'd agree. So probably they could have a contest for it if in case they change their mind and they change their crown.
Honestly, I couldn't imagine how how could the new crown, be, comprised of kind of reusable material. Okay, it's quite interesting. Is if it can be done.
Of course.
It's kind
Of
of
course.
innovative,
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes. The crown is actually made of recycled silver and white gold, and majority of the stones were actually donated by the first few countries who joined Miss Earth. So it's a sustainable crown. So if they change it, probably it will be the same material,
Right.
but different design.
Good. All right. So we're hopefully, eventually, one of these days, Miss Earth will change his crown. Comment from 15 Way Asian. Name is too long to read. Hi, I know my country is not placing because Philippines hates Thailand, but I love Rafa, so I'm here. Oh, that is a funny comment. Come on. Miss
Come
Thailand.
on, that's not true. Miss Thailand
not
just
true.
placed last year.
Miss Thailand is actually doing very, very well in this
She
Earth.
is.
And
Spy.
she's actually on my list of favorites. But yeah, we'll talk about that later. Yeah, but she's doing very fine. So no, don't think that way. Why would you think that the Philippines hates Thailand? That's not true. That's not true at all.
That is not true.
No, I mean we're both in Southeast Asia. We're both pageant powerhouses. We both love our own culture and our own people. And so it's no way. Comment from Pyre. I believe Bulgaria could have educated the local instead of posting it on social media, wherein it will be subject to criticism. She must tell the locals what's the proper way of throwing the trash. Yeah, we totally agree with you. That's for sure. Blizzard says, hi, Rafa, you are the best. Yes, I know that. Thank you. Now, let's talk about the beachwear competition. Okay, actually, this is one of my favorite competitions because it really highlighted the personalities of the girls and also the location. They're just they're colorful and they went to different places and whatnot. There's one, I was a bit confused because there's one beachwear competition that took place. There were two beachwear competitions for the same group that took place in two different locations by two different sponsors. So I was a bit, it was like, that was very confusing. So where was that? I don't know, Mark, do you remember that one? Where was that? Oh, the Air Group. Yeah, that was the Air Group. They had a beachwear / resort wear. So the first event took place on November 18 at Lakeshore in Mexico, Pampanga. Okay. So from that event, the gold winner was Venezuela, followed by Puerto Rico and Korea. The following day, another sponsor, Aqua Planet, also had their own beachwear competition. The winner was Korea, followed by Poland and Venezuela. So that sort of like threw me off. So I asked one of the fans in Miss Earth fans page on Facebook, what's going on? I don't understand what's going on. This is very confusing. So when I did some research, now I sort of like understand. So in a way, the one thing I really like about Miss Earth is because as far as sponsorship is concerned, the pageant always have sponsors every year. They never run out of sponsors. And a good reason why the girls are split into 4 groups is because each group goes to all these different regions and cities and towns. They get to enjoy the experience from that region. That area in return, takes advantage of all the advertisement and all the promotion and all the you know what I mean? So it's a win-win situation. The locals win because they get to enjoy the beauties of the girls, visitors, from foreigners and whatnot. And the girls, of course, enjoy their stay with the locals. So everything is a win-win situation. Even the local politicians get to meet the girls, get to shake their hands, get to get on stage to distribute the prizes and the sashes. And my God, I don't know of any pageant where a winner gets a crown, a trophy, a sash, a bouquet of flowers, and a plaque. I don't know of any other pageant. Even like if you win like second runner-up in the evening gown competition, you get all 5 prizes.
Yep.
Plus cash.
And there's a cash prize plus cash prize.
Cash prize, yeah. So these sponsors are very, very generous. So I'm glad. I'm very happy. So the girls don't feel left out. Everybody gets something. So yeah, that's one good thing. All right. Of course, the special awards. We can talk about that as well. Now, Miss Congeniality, I believe, went to Miss Australia. Miss Photogenic. Was there a Miss Congeniality and Miss Photogenic for each division, or because I only saw a Miss Congeniality and Miss Photogenic awarded to the fire and water groups. I did not see those 2 awards awarded to the air or the eco group. So I don't know if that's going to happen.
You're correct in that observation. Not everyone has that award.
Okay. And also the best in swimwear, only the fire group had that, I believe. So I didn't see any other groups going to that awards. Okay, now, all right, this is the big moment. We're all going to reveal our top 20, which is going to be very tough. Are you guys ready? Are you guys reading your list? All right. Oh, okay. Going back to our lovely Thai fan who mentioned that the Philippines hates Thailand. He's saying, I'm saying the Philippines hates Thailand because when I commented on a different pageant live, why no one had Thailand in their top 20, just so I can know a bit of critique, it's fine if they don't have that. And the Filipinos attacked me. Wow. You know what? It happens all the time. It happens. Pageantry. Listen, World Cup is going on in Dubai. Do you expect pageant? Do you expect soccer fans to be civil with each other? No. Okay. It's the same thing in pageants. Okay. It's part of life. Deal with it. But unlike in soccer, where some football hooligans could physically assault and kill each other, you never see pageant fans killing each other. Not yet. Not yet. So hopefully that will never happen. Stop the war on violence, remember? All right. Who wants to go first with their top 20? All right, go. Top 20, please.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be in order. It could be in random order.
Okay. I will make in random, all right? Okay. Australia, Belgium, Belarus, Canada.
Belarus? Okay.
Yes. Brazil, Chile, Colombia, Cuba, DR Congo, Indonesia, Korea, and hang on, and Netherlands, Nigeria, Palestine, Philippines, Portugal, Puerto Rico, Thailand, Venezuela, Zimbabwe, and probably Malaysia. Okay. Our top 20. That's mine.
We almost have the same, except maybe for
Really?
like 3 or 4. Yeah. That's a good list. That is a very good list. Yeah.
Oh, thank you indeed.
Why? Okay, I don't have Palestine on my top 20. Why did you include Palestine?
because I'm quite amazed when I watch the press presentation. Okay, and I don't feel that she actually Palestine native, and I think probably she grew abroad. Probably she Canadian, right? Kind of nationalized Canadian. And I don't know. It's just my hunch. Okay, I think I like her. The way she convey message, her expression, and I think she really into it. Like she have big interest in environmental. Okay, that's why I pick her in. Okay, and essentially she pretty. I think whoever win this edition, that lady must be pretty for
Of
me. All
course.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Because
you don't want an ugly Miss Earth.
yeah, that's right. I'm really amazed. That's why I follow, Miss Earth's edition, because a lot of beautiful candidates, fill up in Miss Earth. And I never ever imagined at all before, all right? Because I thought that most of candidates tend to be kind of activists, okay? Or someone that, really into environmentalism for years. But what I found, a lot of girls actually also activists, but she also a pageant queen as well.
Right.
So that's why I think in terms of pageant competition business nowadays, all right, and also when you consider about commercial wise, I think the winner should be beautiful, all right. That's what
course.
I recommend. Okay, if you chose the beautiful one and she also doing good in preserving the earth, it's just like they brought Miss Earth up into probably top 3 because of the winner, I'm sure. I'm pretty sure.
I believe this is only the second time Palestine has competed in Miss Earth. Yes, I think so. Yeah. Yeah, but she
really?
she has a beautiful face, one of the most beautiful faces in the
Yep.
competition. I actually liked her virtual introduction. That I think that's when that was the first time I really caught attention of Miss Palestine.
I
But
think
for
Tito
some
Rafa,
but for some reason she's bubbling in my list. She almost made my top 20, but we'll talk about that later. All right. Now let's go to Miss Summer of Crown Sisters.
okay. Also, Tito Rafa, speaking of Palestine, I think the last time they competed was 6 years ago.
6 years ago? Okay.
Yeah. So this is a big
It's a big comeback for them. Yes.
Okay. So I have Kyrgyzstan.
Really?
Yes, well, she's from the water group, and I believe she is the Miss Congeniality awardee.
Yes.
And one reason why, when I choose the my girls in my list, I normally not just base this on their face value, but also their overall performances and also their commercial value.
Exactly.
If I can say that. So because Kyrgyzstan, there's a promise of they have this national TV channel in Kyrgyzstan who promised to broadcast the live finals night. So that's, for me, a larger market for Miss Earth.
Good. That's good.
And then I have Vietnam at number 19. Okay, she's not as strong as 2018 Hong Kong, right?
No.
Miss
No.
Earth with 2018, she's not as, you know what I mean? I saw her, I've been watching her. I feel like she's like, oh my God, how can I say?
She could be, she could be one of those silent killers. Yeah.
How do you say that in the UK? A wallflower?
A wallflower, yeah.
Yes.
Nobody likes to dance with her.
But she has to be here, especially it makes sense to promote Vietnam, the brand in Vietnam, because they are hosting the next year's pageant.
Exactly. So
So
Vietnam
I'm
has to be on the list. Yeah.
That's right. And then at number 18, I have
Oh, so you're actually putting them in order of preference, not
shall I
random.
not?
Well, it's up to
Okay.
you. Yeah.
Okay. Next I have Mongolia, and she's very young, and
She's only
but
18.
she's only 18, very Victoria's Secret. And I love her face, very angelic, and she's very timid. You know, she's like a silent type.
Yes.
And also, I heard that her dad she's a what you call an ambassador's daughter to the
Oh, okay.
Philippines.
So her father's a diplomat, is that it?
Yes. And also I'm excited to see her in the finals night because she'll be wearing M5 gown. She'll be wearing a red Michael Cinco gown.
Nice. Well, if she
Yeah.
has the money, she can afford it.
Yes, sometimes you see, it makes sense to hire famous dress designers.
Right. Exactly.
Okay. Now I have Palestine. Tito Rafa, would you say Palestine? How would you read it?
Palestine.
Nadine Ayub, right?
Yes. Nadim.
Okay. Yes. I think facial wise, she's the strongest candidate from Asia. But I'm a bit disappointed with her because she's a fitness coach, you see, and a great supporter of mental health awareness. But I was expecting more like a fitter body.
Yeah, more
Something like
tone. Yeah, that's I think that's one of the
body.
reasons why I did not include it in my top 20 list, is because
Oh,
I mean, from waist up, she's fine, but from waist down, I wasn't really very impressed, especially when doing the swimsuit competition. I mean, she had some flabby thighs, which really, bothered me. So if you're going to be a fitness coach, make sure that your entire body is fit, from head to toe. But she wasn't, from waist down. So my only comment. But I'm sure she's an amazing, intelligent young woman. Continue
yes.
on, please.
Okay, then I have Canada, Jessica, and Jessica, she's also from, well, her mom is from Los Baños, Laguna, but that's not one.
She's half Filipino, yeah.
Yes, but that's not the only reason why I put her in my list. It's because this is her second time representing Canada, and I had the opportunity to interview her, and she registers better on camera. Yeah, she registers better on camera than you know what I mean.
Yes.
But yeah, she's beautiful. She's a beautiful girl. But also her experience, she's very well exposed in Philippine pageantry, and she's trained by Filipino trainers. And of course, she'll be wearing my favorite designer's gown, Francis Danny Lee creation. So I think she's very well prepared ahead of the pageant.
Good.
And at number 15, I have India. And you were asking earlier who's my favorite. You were asking about eco videos. So I had the opportunity to watch most of these videos, and India for me is one of my favorites. I love her advocacy. She conducts workshops and campaigns in her
Workshops.
little village to provide a boost, like a livelihood in the tribal community, especially the farmers and women in the rural area. So I love that about her, that she doesn't forget about that at a very young age, at only 19. She talks heavily about her the minority, the women of her country, and very clever girl. She's an academic scholar.
You know what? For 19, she doesn't look 19. She looks like she's 15. She looks much younger. And not only that, but I actually, unfortunately, I don't have her on my list, India, because sometimes I have the impression that she's actually trying too hard, in this pageant. And also, how tall is she? Because she looks so short.
I think she's same height as me without
Does she
heels.
fulfill the height requirement? What is it? The height requirement is like 165 centimeters, which is like what, 5'4", I believe. Yeah,
I am 5'5.5".
with heels.
Okay. Heels.
Yes. I think Ko is the tallest. Ko is like what, 6 feet tall?
6'5".
6'5" on stilts and stuff. All right, so continue on, please. Okay,
I
so
have
India, you like
Brazil.
India?
Yes, and then followed by Brazil, another strongish candidate from Brazil.
Brazil.
But I put her on my list because after Brazil's recent win in MGI, they are in a winning high. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I think she's gonna do well. And then I have Namibia, Diana. Her eco video was so impressive. She's a good spokeswoman for Namibia, and I love that feminine beauty and her body.
Yes.
I think she's gonna make. I want her to make the top 20 because for me, she's one of the strongest candidates from the African region, and she has this discipline. She's always on point. Every time she stands, I've been observing all these girls, and I always remind them to smile. Not because you are always on the very end of the line of the queue. They forget that maybe they're not in front of the big camera, but we are on the side watching them, observing them. And especially, one of my favorites, Zimbabwe. She's
Zimbabwe,
very,
yes.
she's tall.
I think we all love Zimbabwe. Yeah.
I love her, but I always have to say it's like sometimes the lack of experience sometimes you know is one reason why they're not, they don't have the discipline. Do you understand? It's a shame because I really love her, but we'll talk about Zimbabwe later.
Yes.
And then what number? And then we have Brazil, we have Namibia, and number 12 I have Chile.
Okay, another good contestant. Yep.
Yes, Tita Rafa, because
she's beautiful, I think.
Yes, and I got the opportunity to interview her, and she's very switched on, and they say she's built to perfection.
Yes.
But for me, last year's Chile was better, but she is gonna make it this year.
Yes.
Okay, just missing out on our top 10 is top 10 list is Zimbabwe. I think I could easily put her in my top 10 list, in my top 10. But as I've said, I've been watching her, and she's probably the prettiest among the African region. I love her, especially when she was wearing this cocktail dress. And yeah, it's a shame that I had to remind her to keep it up all the time. And sometimes they be standing in front of on the stage for ages, and she, you can see her energy easily. As Peter, our friend Peter Sitter always say, it is not it is the, what did he say, Titra? I forgot now. Like, the process, it's competing towards the end. It's the most important thing. It's the finishing.
Right. It's how you, yeah, exactly. It's actually how you perform, not so much as winning, but how you handle yourself during the competition. Yeah.
Okay. So that's my top 20 to 11. Am I going to continue?
Yes, I said top 20.
Oh, okay.
Remember,
then
we're the top 20. Are you listening? Did you read my instructions? I said top 20, and then top 8, and then top 4, and then our predictions. Girl, please.
Out, papalapa. I just got back from MGI 4:00 in the morning, so I could.
Yeah, we'll talk about MGI later.
Okay. Now
Rafa,
I have.
Yes.
Rafa, but anyway, I agree with Summer. It's very hard indeed to trim down to top 8. Even though now, I just keep looking on my list, and I just to a few top 8. So I totally agree with her. If it could be top 11 or top 12, I don't know. I think it's much easier for us, okay, to put, there's a lot of capable ladies, okay.
Right.
So it's
I
very
know.
hard.
Yeah,
to
I agree, but I think the format this year has always been the same, like right, Marky, like top 20, top eight, and then top
Yes.
8 and then top 4. Yeah, that's it. That's always been the case. So yeah, we can't change that unless they change
Okay.
it at the very last minute. So we don't know.
Did-
Continue, please, Miss Summer.
Thank you. Papalafa. At number 10, I have Indonesia, Karina. And again, I got the
Yes.
opportunity to interview her. And she's a news presenter. She's very eloquent. And her background in media helped her to help her a lot to be a confident speaker. And my first impression of her, very genuine, very sincere. I love her eco videos as well.
Yes.
About the promoting the Indonesian culture and her advocacy about conservation of all endemic animals, extinct, just like.
I love her national costume, by the way, the Komodo dragon.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so the big question is whether she's gonna be Indonesia's first ever Miss Earth. Maybe not this year, but I'm hoping that she make the top 10.
Okay.
And
Good.
on my number 9 list, I have our very own Miss Philippines, Jenny Ram, again trained by KF, only 19, very young. And
One of the youngest.
yes, during my brief chat with her, she sounds very sincere as well. And I just hope that she doesn't lose any weight, because she looks skinny to me. But having said that, I was I had opportunity to speak with Paul from Pro Media. He said that well, I'd rather her be skinny than overweight, so be heavy on screen. Yes, but if you put her next to the P group, I'm talking about Puerto Rico, Peru, and I feel like when it comes to posture and beauty, she's lost in that group. You know what I mean? Especially if you put her next to Venezuela, and she's a bit lost. So her chance of winning this year is minimal, but the ball is round, as we say in the
Right.
Philippines, so everything is possible. And but also my only dilemma is that people have questioned the credibility of Miss Earth pageants after the Philippines won 4 times between 2008 and 17. Are they gonna do that again this year, or you know what I mean?
I
So
don't
it's a
think
bit
so.
soon.
No.
So there you
I don't
are.
want to.
Yeah, because you know what? I was in Poland last year in Miss Supranational, and people complain a lot about that why we had 4 Miss Earth in a very short period of time. And they question the credibility of the pageant. But you know what? If you're good, you're good. What can I say?
Exactly. I think the
9
question is, did they deserve to win the crown? Period.
Exactly. Okay, at number 8, I have Venezuela. Okay. I think she's a last-minute replacement, something like that. And due to academic reasons, the original winner did not make it. So, and Venezuela is one of the most successful country from the Latin region in Miss Earth, because I think they placed 4 times. Oh, something like that.
Miss Venezuela won twice so far in Miss Earth.
Yes, they won twice. And then maybe not this year, Tito Rafa, but I love her facial beauty. At number 7, I have Nigeria, Esther Oluwatazin.
Very strong,
I just,
a very
that's right.
strong candidate. Yep.
Yes, yes, yes. I enjoy her runway. And, I love her
Yes.
pasarela.
Mhm.
And I've been watching her TikTok and all that. And she knows how to carry the gown, And you can see,
Did you see her talent?
yes,
Yes.
yes.
Amazing. Yeah.
And, just like what Marky was saying earlier, they observe that we observe them a lot. And she has a great attitude and energy. So that's
Mhm.
why I love her. And her styling, you see her hair, her styling and personality reminds me of Miss Sophia Mayers from the Miss Grand International UK.
Okay. Mhm.
Yeah, and her bubbly personality. Again, also she's trained by KF, and you know, and so I'm expecting nothing less from her.
Mhm.
At number 6, I have Puerto Rico, and she has a solid advocacy, has a strong social media presence, and her national director, she's here, Joe Ahmed, and she's got the support of her national director, who's very proud of her, and also she's being trained here. That's why. But whether it's too soon to have another Puerto Rican winner, well, last year didn't make the semis though. Did they? No, they didn't make the semis last year.
They didn't. No. Did they? Puerto Rico? I don't remember. I need to check.
Nope.
No, they didn't.
But
Okay.
I'm not sure if it had something to do with Joe, the national director,
Who
also
knows?
national director of Miss Grand Dominican Republic. Sometimes, I don't know.
Politics. Yeah.
Okay.
Moving on.
At number 5, I have Netherlands. And for whatever reason, European countries perform better in Miss Earth than Miss Universe. And Netherlands is one of them, her, I may say, I don't know, she's so popular among pageant bloggers.
Yeah.
Yes. And but though her beauty, I find it like normal, average.
Dime a
You know,
dozen in Netherlands. Yeah.
It's not exceptional, but there's something about her, something so special about her. She's also being trained by KF, and okay, Netherlands is so lucky to have national director. He's also a former winner, and she competed in Miss Earth in 2020, who also won Miss Asia Pacific International.
Really? I didn't know that. What's her name?
Yeah, 2 years later. So there are 2 pageants in Netherlands. So that's the Miss Netherlands, who goes to Miss Universe, and they have a last minute pageant. And the other one is the Miss Beauty of the Netherlands, who picks Miss Earth and has thorough training and longer preparation prior to Miss Earth. So that's why Netherlands has always been successful. And then they send their girls to KF camp as well. So I'm confident that Netherlands will play highly and maybe even take the crown.
Never know.
Yeah. Okay. At number 4, I have Korea, Joy. Oh my God, she's so pretty. When I was in front of in our group, I had the opportunity to interview her as well, and she is probably most beautiful candidate from the Asian region, and well, yeah,
Really?
arguably, and
Interesting.
she is.
I thought you said Palestine.
Well, one of. But she's so beautiful. The beauty
She's a
of face,
gorgeous skin. Yeah.
the beauty of face goes to Palestine. But the overall impact, it's
Korea.
for me, it's Korea. She looks like
Yeah.
a Korean actress, and for me, she's the darling of the press. Very popular in the Philippines. Wherever they go, they love Korea. styling. She presents a very youthful vibe, and I've noticed her in long gown. I think she's gorgeous, and I really wish Korea would make it this year, because I see Korea as the sleeping beauty of Asia. And I actually told her to join Miss Universe next year, because I feel like she's in a totally different religion, if you know what I mean.
Okay. Wrong
Yeah.
pageant. Yeah.
But there's a little bit of video I've noticed the other day, that she was with another candidate. She's showing some signs of immaturity, but then again, she's also fun.
Well,
Very
we don't want an immature Miss Earth. That's for sure.
Yes.
Moving on.
At number 3, I have Cuba. You see, Tito Rafa, my number 3 to 1 could be anyone's winner this year. I love all of them. Okay, I also got the opportunity to interview her, as you know, and she's a joy to speak to. She's very natural during interview. I love her face, and she leaves a lasting impression. So even if when I got back home, I still remember her smile, her laugh, and also, but there's something about her. She's very outspoken.
She is. Yeah.
Yeah. She's like Miss Universe Japan in 2019. 2020. She has a gift of gab. She talks a lot like me. Okay. But the most important thing about Korea, the reason why she's in my top 4, and I hope people would see this because of her advocacy around combating fashion consumption.
Yes, I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah.
All of her wardrobe are either recycled, borrowed, reused, or sustainable.
I hope they notice that, and I can see her winning this year as well for a change. Yes.
All right, moving on.
And then now this is it. So I'm thinking, who do I choose? This and this. At number 2, I have Australia. Sheridan.
So we know what your number 1 is going to be.
Afghanistan.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
South
Okay,
Sudan.
she is, Tito Rafa, call it cliche, but the early bird catches the worm. She met a lot of people in the Philippines. She's the first one to arrive, and she made the most of it. And she made so much connections from the designers to trainers. And also she's under Pro Media, who's got, who is quite influential in Miss Earth, and a very she'll be wearing a very good designer again, Frances Daineley, and she's a fascinating lady. I can put a lot of adjectives on to connect to her name. If she could be my best friend, I have so much time for her. She's very excitable. Yeah, such an exciting candidate, full of energy. If you watch my interview, she has this charming personality, very magnetic, and also
she looks like Taylor Swift.
She is Taylor Swift. She's just pretending to be Miss Australia. And one thing I like about this is, if you've noticed during my interview, she's the only one who was very pragmatic and very realistic with her answer. I asked every one of them, that there's nothing to eat, there's nothing left in this world to eat. Would you eat floppy
stuffed bear,
a floppy defense bunny.
Yeah.
And then she said, yeah, without hesitation, to survive. I know we're talking about we're celebrating fauna and all that, but for me, she's very realistic, and I like that about her. She can talk about. She's very well rounded. She can talk about politics and about anything under the sun.
Yes.
But her favorite subject is climate change, and that's the most important thing. She studied global sustainability and politics, and I think she spends a lot of time reading about articles and books about coals, environmental issues, climate change, and I think this is very important in that we should not forget.
She's a very she's a true Earth warrior. She's very serious.
And as a human being, she speaks with real emotion. So my interview with her proved that her genuine personality, and I see her as a winner this year.
Good.
I love her.
Good.
I love her so much. Now.
And your number one is? I think we know.
Yeah, as I've said, my number one is Afghanistan. And of course, Tito Rafa, my number one is, who do you think?
Colombia.
No, Colombia. Peter said, oh, Summer, can you please pronounce it properly? Colombia. Andrea.
Colombia.
This girl is literally on fire. Okay. She's been recycling plastic since 2011 in Miss World. And she's very photogenic. You ask everyone, she's everyone's favorite. She's blessed with natural beauty, body, superb, very stunning candidate. So I say if Australia is the darling of the press, and Korea, yes, Tito Rafa, Australia was the darling of the press, right?
She's she's the darling of the press winner from Asia and Oceania, yeah.
But I believe Colombia, her beauty is the talk of the town. Yeah, I think everyone is talking about her, and I love that she's so humble. She knows that she's so popular, and she's very relatable. What I like about Colombia is she pays attention to people, even little bloggers. She has time for you. She pays attention to herself. She's always detailed. She's always on point. And most importantly, to her environment. For me, of course, that's very important, and her advocacy is very genuine. I've been like following her since Miss World. I think should Andrea win, she will be the first Miss Earth winner from Colombia and the second woman in history to cross over from a major pageant and win Miss Earth.
That's true.
Yeah. Okay, so the only concern I have here, it's her Q&A. She's amazing. She has improved a lot. And she was nervous, because she's the TV presenter. But because just like me, English is not my first language. So sometimes I also like rattle. And but I hope if you be given the opportunity but I think it's the substance anyway of what she says. It's not because a lot of pageant channels, they question her command of the English language. But however, I always say that in Miss Earth, speaking Tito Rafa, speaking of a specific language is not essential. It is not just about knowing how to speak a specific language. It is being able to influence, inspire other people. So
that sounds like a very Miss Universe answer.
So, oh my God,
very Gatchalian grace.
Yeah, I've heard of that response before.
So whatever language you have, as long as your heart is to serve and you have a strong mind to show people, then you can be Miss Earth.
Listen, if you don't feel comfortable expressing yourself in English, so express yourself in your native language, period. And Miss Earth, if you're watching this show tonight, I really wish you were able to hire professional interpreters during the finals night. That's one of the biggest pet
Yes.
peeves I have of Miss Earth. They always lack professional interpreters. And so what they do is that they end up inviting a fellow contestant to do the translation for the finalist, or some regular schmo Joe from the audience, who speaks the language, and then either misconstrues the girl's original response or totally twists it around, or I don't know, exaggerates her response. So yeah, something's lost in translation if you rely on unprofessional interpreters. Right.
So Tito
That's
Rafa,
true.
so before I quickly go, my mom just got back from the church. I need to do mano po. And so just I overall I believe Colombia has given the best performance, and I think it's time for Colombia to win this year. And watch my leaderboard. I might change that tomorrow on my cross sisters channel. Tito Rafa, very quickly, I'm gonna
Sure,
bless
yeah.
my mom.
Okay, I'm reading some of the comments in the chat box. Let me see.
It's
Pyre says,
Janine. Sorry.
I needed somebody saying, I noticed Venezuela is the most serious queen in Miss Earth. She sits and talks to the municipality officers and is knowledgeable about the environment. I also like the Netherlands and Kosovo. Okay, that's a good observation. Blizzard says, I want a nice surprise like Belize last year to at least place in the top 10. And I have a feeling that South Korea for some reason. You never know. You never know. King Jones says, my gut feeling says Korea might win the crown, if not Colombia. Belarus and Australia will be on the top 4. Good choices. Somebody says, I love India. She's adorable and smart. King Jones says, Zimbabwe is going to spoil the front runners in the top 4. She might win. Somebody says, I love Indonesia. Somebody says Chile and Colombia. Netherlands, I wish Netherlands would send the caliber of what they sent to Miss Earth to the other pageants. Yeah, I mean, you're right. The Dutch girls seems to be better in Miss Earth than they perform in Miss Universe or other pageants. Japan, drop dead gorgeous. Her communication skills might be her downfall, and she's a bit laid back. My top 4, Colombia, Cuba, South Korea, and Thailand. So that's 15. I took a nap and woke up, and oh, Summer still talking.
And then my mom just got back.
That's a good one. I love that.
Tito Rafa, look what I have here.
Yes, that looks delicious.
The original
Yeah, EJ Belge, Janine Tugonon's answer. What Summer said about
Yes, that's Janine.
not speaking English. It's not will not necessarily it's okay to be Miss Universe if you don't speak English. Yeah, that was Janine Tugonon's answer. Miss Universe 2012, first runner up. Yes, and for Cuba is going to rock the final slide as well. Yeah, we all agree with your comments. So that's great. Okay, so now let's move on to Marky. Marky.
All right. So I'll
Before
be
you start to
sharing
death, by the way.
Sure. I'll be sharing my top 20 based on
Please.
their performance in the preliminaries, and I will have a bias towards women who I already had a chance to interact with, because it's really different when you see them virtually. Right. It's totally different when you get to interact with them. Hence my top 20, and I'll be sharing it based on the continent. Europe, I have 3 who I think would really place in the top 20. I have Netherlands, Belarus, and Belgium. Just a special mention to Netherlands. Yes, I agree that they've been sending strong girls in Miss Earth. It's because the organization is really serious at looking for their next winner, not the representative, their next big winner. And they train the girls really, really well. And not only that, just a side note, majority, and the reason why there are more European delegates in Miss Earth than any other continents is because, and this is based off of my interview and 1 or 2 national directors, is because girls, a lot of beautiful girls are into the Miss Earth advocacy. So they really join and they're attracted to the advocacy. Hence, we have a lot of European representatives. Actually, that explains why, like what Summer said a while ago, why is Europe stronger in Miss Earth? It's because they take Miss Earth seriously in the European region. Okay, and to top it off, the Miss Earth franchise is very viable in the European region. One of the national directors that I talked to said that it's so viable that he has over 67 plus sponsors every time he
Wow.
does his competition in Europe. I will no longer name the national director, but he's saying that it's very viable. Hence, there are a lot of beautiful girls joining Miss Earth in Europe. Okay. So again, 3, Netherlands, Belarus, and Belgium. Belarus is very well spoken, very serious with advocacy. That's why she's there. I think Belgium, it's another streak for them. They'll place once again. They're sending a very well prepared candidate. In Asia and Oceania, South Korea, Philippines, Australia, Palestine. And I know that this next candidate is not that hyped, but I think Thailand is doing well. Thailand will place. I don't know if they've seen her in person. Her aura actually reminds me of Venusra, the exotic Venusra, and she attracts people towards her.
And she's
So I
tall,
think
too.
Thailand, she's
Yeah.
so tall. I was so surprised when I saw her.
She's one of
She's
the
very
tallest.
accommodating, very friendly, and very tall, very striking.
Yeah.
So there. In Africa, unfortunately, Africa is quite weak for me this year. I only counted actually 2 girls who did really well in the preliminaries, but when I had a chance to talk to them, it turned the tables around. So for me, the strongest would be Namibia and Zimbabwe, but I would also think that Ethiopia and Nigeria will get in the top 20.
Okay.
So yeah. Americas. Unfortunately,
nice
Americas.
to hear this there.
Sorry?
It's nice to hear Namibia. You put Namibia on your list.
Yes. Namibia is very strong. She did really, really well in the preliminaries, and she's so amazing in person. So I think she will place because of that. Well spoken, styling is on point, very beautiful face, very serious about the advocacy. So I think she'll be there. All right. Next would be Americas. Americas is too packed for me, meaning there are a lot of girls who perform really well,
Right.
which is why it's really sad that and this is true, there were only 4 girls who placed in the Americas. I think this year, based on the continental placements, there will only be 4. But for me, I have to add more seats or placements. I think Cuba, Brazil, Venezuela, USA, Canada, Puerto Rico, Chile, and Colombia, hopefully they'll place. But they are also part of my top 20. But just a side note on Cuba. Cuba is very engaging, very beautiful in person. Venezuela, same observation as Summer. Very serious, but competitive, but very charming. Canada as well is a silent killer. Not everyone notices her, but she's a performer and speaks really, really well, which is why I liked her. Puerto Rico as well. Not everyone is noticing her, although she's part of the top 20 of other pageant bloggers, but she's very strong, communicates really well, very serious with the advocacy. I think it's because of her national director. The national director knows the formula.
Right.
So
yeah.
that's why she's really, really well prepared.
Mhm.
Chile, same observation as Summer. And Colombia. My only downside with Colombia, here's the thing, and I'll be honest with you. Yes, she's the talk of the town. But if you're going to look at an observer preliminary competition, the virtual ones, the 3 ones, she was not at her best. She was not at her
That's
best.
fair.
But I think that since they are still judging based on the behavior, she'll do well because behaviorally speaking, like what Summer observed, I agree, she's very accommodating, very friendly. I think she'll get good points for that. But she has to be very careful with her interview. I know that Summer said that English is not a prerequisite. It's very true. It's not a prerequisite. However, English is an advantage because the organizers are English speakers. And the impact that you'll make if you speak English will really, really be good. So there's an advantage to English speakers. However, if we would have an amazing interpreter, I think she'll win. If not, she won't. I'm sorry.
Marky, can I ask a quick question?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Sure.
What we've had problems with interpreters in Miss Earth?
Yep. There's a background to that. Every time a pageant girl would go to a competition, they would fill out requirements. And part of the requirement would be a question on would you need an interpreter? And you have
Oh.
an option to say yes and say no to that. If you say no to it, it means you can speak English.
Right.
And majority of the girls who would go to the competition would always take no. They would take no. And at the actual pageant, during, especially when they find out that they placed, that's the only time that they would ask for an interpreter. Hence, they would pull out girls from the side. They'll pull out someone on the audience, or probably someone who speaks a certain language. I think it has something to do with their preparation and logistics. So if they really think that they will not speak really well in English, I think they should pick the yes button.
I think they should
And,
all the time.
the reason why the reason why I know that is because I had a chance to talk and actually help the representative of Myanmar in 2020. And when they were filling out the forms, the national director said, I will fill out no, I don't need an interpreter. But when I talked to the representative, I noticed you cannot speak English that well. So you have to be honest. Just tell them that you need an interpreter. So take yes. Okay, so, and they take yes.
Right.
So you don't need to impress the organization. Just look at your performance. So if you really cannot speak English really well, just stick on this so you'll get an interpreter as early as possible.
That's
Oh,
right.
thank
Yeah.
you.
Again, be true to yourself, girls. You know, if you don't feel like English is your best language, do it in your major language, in your native language.
won't
You
be.
know, always be true to yourself. All right.
I agree.
All
Thank you.
right. So, okay, it's my turn. Quickly, my top 20 in random order. Canada. At first, I didn't like her, but she warmed up to me. USA, same thing. At first, I didn't like her. She was not the original Miss USA, Miss Earth USA. As you remember, the original one was dethroned, but the Miss Earth USA organization to this day never really revealed the reason why the original winner was dethroned. The first runner-up, Faith Porter from District of Columbia, could not take the crown because she was competing in Miss USA 2022. So the second runner-up, Brielle, was ascended to the throne. So she's, she's doing great. But I don't think she's going to crack. I don't think she's going to go further than top 20. Another one is Namibia. I like Namibia as well for the same reasons that Marky said and also Summer said. Puerto Rico, I think she's very cute. I just don't like her blonde hair. It looks fake. I really wish she would like darken it a little bit so her beautiful face would pop out. Belgium, I didn't like her in the beginning. I contacted her via Instagram to request an interview, but she never bothered to read my message. That's why I hated her. But now that I see her performance, okay, she's warming up to me. Okay, so Belgium's going to be there. Plus the Miss Exclusive organization, they're doing a good job as far as preparing Belgian girls to Miss Earth. So that's good. Nigeria, wow, the best catwalk ever. She is a performer. Nigeria will be there for sure. And I love her magnetic personality too. I don't know if you guys saw the video of her and Palestine and Belarus trying to say words in their own native languages. I don't know if you saw that. I thought that was fun. That was really cute. So Nigeria's personality just came up. Brazil, in the beginning, I didn't like her because of short hair. But when she put on that hair extension, that wig, oh my God, her beauty all of a sudden transformed to gorgeousness. And she started winning all these awards and medals and whatnot. So Brazil is going to be there. Summer, what were you going to say? Go ahead, quick. You were going to say what? Okay, she froze.
Oh.
Brazil. And then...
We're talking about my list.
Okay, go ahead.
Sorry,
Go.
internet.
Okay, she
Yes.
froze again.
And we put Nigeria on our list.
Okay, you're breaking.
Can you
you're
hear
breaking
me?
up. You're breaking up. Yeah. Could you repeat?
Hello.
Okay, go ahead.
Yes, Sarah, we've been talking about how amazing Nigeria is, and she's in everyone's list, right, including us. But as long as well, I've been speaking to a couple of designers, and I think Nigeria, she tend to be very hard-headed. She has a mind of her own, and I think that's gonna be a big problem for her working for an organization.
Okay, all right.
Yeah,
That's fine.
she does her own thing. And
Okay.
you know, if you
Yeah.
are a national director, it's gonna be a nightmare for.
Oh, so she has some issues following instructions.
She,
That
she needs to follow instructions,
okay.
basically.
All right. Okay.
But
Nevertheless,
I still love her.
I love her performance. I think she's going to be in top 20 at least. Followed by
Yes.
Brazil, followed by Indonesia. Again, Indonesia in the beginning. A lot of these girls I didn't like in the beginning, only based on their profiles and whatnot. But Indonesia, to me, even though she's not the prettiest or she's not the tallest, I think she has an amazing personality. One of the best speakers in the entire competition. And I just love her to death. I think she's amazing. Vietnam, I think she's a silent killer. Nobody talks a lot about Vietnam, but I think she's going to be there. Not because her country is going to host next year's competition, but I think she's doing everything strategically, so to speak. Notice that she hasn't won any of the medals.
Sorry.
Remember, Vietnam has not won any medals whatsoever, but it doesn't mean anything because we know medals don't really put a lot of weight as far as being called to the top 20 anyway. So she's going to be there. Thailand, I said before, Thailand finally won a medal, a bronze medal, right? I think in a resort competition. So she's going to be there for the same reasons that Marky gave. Now, Belarus, I'm conflicted with Belarus. I didn't know exactly where to put her. Originally, she was my top 20, but I think she moved up to my top 8. But Belarus, I think she has an amazing presence. She's beautiful. She's very talented as far as creating her own sustainable swimwear in Zamboanga. I don't know if you guys saw that. She actually bought a pair of shells and she made that as her swimsuit. And also she made a corset, I believe, made of straws, you know. So, I mean, that's amazing. You know, to me, that's a real Miss Earth queen. Netherlands, for all the reasons that all of you guys gave. Netherlands is beautiful. She's amazing. One of the best Dutch girls I've ever seen competing so far. Philippines, Jenny Ramp is going to be there, only not because she's a host country, but I think even for 19, I think she's very sophisticated, she's very articulate, and she knows what she's talking about. You know, that's why she won Miss Philippines Earth. Maybe because of her young age, it could be a strike against her. Maybe they're looking for somebody who's more mature, more eloquent, but nevertheless, Philippines is going to be there. Venezuela always makes the cut every year, almost every year. But this girl is stunning. She's amazing. She's a great speaker. She's very bubbly. I haven't seen a bad angle, a bad side of Miss Venezuela. In every picture or video that I see her, she's always perfect. She's always well coiffed. She's always well dressed, made up. You know, she's perfection. So Venezuela, watch out. Chile, okay, even though she has little difficulty expressing English, but nevertheless, she's a great performer. She's cute. I think, you know, she could be a big revelation, you know, come finals night. Zimbabwe, hey, what can I say about Zimbabwe? I love the fact that she's sporting her natural hairdo, because it's not very common for a lot of African girls to wear her natural, you know, hairdo. So when I saw her, the first thing that came to mind, oh my God, that is Cleopatra Jones. And Cleopatra Jones, I don't know if you guys know that movie, Cleopatra Jones. She's a stunning Black woman wearing an afro. She's like a James Bond, you know, type character, but she's amazing. So, oh my God, is that Cleopatra Jones competing in Miss Earth? But I love her style. She's very elegant. She's very tall. Summer, you mentioned something about Zimbabwe during the press presentation. Do you recall what you said? What you told me? Because since she's the last girl.
Yeah, but you see, they're all queuing during the presentation, and she's on the very edge of the stage.
Yeah.
And I think she was hoping no one would catch her, or there's no big camera lens in front of her. But we were there. I was there next to her, and I kept telling her, maintain posture. The discipline is so important, you know. Everyone is observing you. If she was in MGI, you know, Mr. Nawat would remove 10 points every single day from her. There's no way she would win.
Right.
But it's just a shame because I love her. I love her body. She's very balanced and
symmetry. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a shame sometimes. But she smiles, but sometimes she smiles like
maybe she was too tired.
She's losing her energy. But unfortunately, you have to look at Isabella Menin. Every single time I see her, very professional.
She's always, yeah, she's flawless. Oh, she's flawless.
Yes.
Okay, so Zimbabwe is definitely in my list, followed by Korea. Korea is going to be there, all for the same reasons that you guys mentioned about it. And yeah, she's just one of the most beautiful skin ever. I mean, she's like a little like Korean porcelain doll. She's like very flawless. Cuba, I have Cuba. Everybody's comparing Cuba to Dayanara Torres, Miss Universe from Puerto Rico, 1993. I don't see the resemblance, really. I mean, I don't see
Oh,
the
not in
resemblance.
person.
Pretty
No, I mean,
much
maybe the
same.
hairstyle,
Yeah.
the shape of their face. But I mean, honestly, I think Dayanara is prettier. That's just my opinion. But nevertheless, Cuba is a strong candidate.
Cuba is very pretty to Rafa. You should, if you meet
Yeah.
her.
Anyway, whatever. So anyway, she's gonna be there anyway. So whatever you say. So she's gonna be there. Colombia, of course. We all love Colombia. I don't know of any pageant vlogger who does not have Colombia on their list. From day one, since she competed in Miss World years ago, and then she crossed over to Miss Earth. Her only strike that I can think of against her is that she's crossing over from another pageant to Miss Earth. And sometimes I have the impression that Miss Earth doesn't like girls like that, coming from another pageant and to win Miss Earth. You know what I mean? So maybe, I don't know, it's just my impression. But anyway, so, and of course, making my number 20th is Australia. From day one, hey, I interviewed Sheridan Mortlock. I find her amazing, very eloquent, very personable, approachable, very friendly. And she always has time to her fans. Even when you comment on her, on any of her posts, she comments right back. Either she says, oh, thank you. She's very gracious. And not only that, but I think she's the most serious contestant this year, only because she's not interested in competing in any other pageant except Miss Earth. Remember, she competed in Miss Earth Australia 3 times, and she won for the three times, right? And she won for the 3rd time. This is how serious this girl is, wanting to win Miss Earth. And that's why I think she's going to win. She is my favorite. Okay, I'm going to say that now, out of the world. Miss Earth Australia is my favorite for the crown. Okay, bubbling down. I did not put these girls in my top 20 only because I found her. I mean, I liked them before, but eventually I think they either lost their energy, or they lost their focus, or they proved to be disappointing. Nevertheless, but I think they're still good anyway if they really tried harder. I had Slovenia, Palestine, Ireland, Kosovo, Iran, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Dominican Republic, England, Albania, Austria, Russia, Kyrgyzstan, and Malaysia. I love Malaysia. I don't know, you guys, she memorized a funny greeting in Filipino. I don't know who taught her, but she's been like really like, exploiting this greeting in Filipino, and everybody loves her for that. And when I asked her about her talent, because she's in a water group, and she was going to perform a Dolly Parton song, Jolene, but she told me that the microphone was bad, so that was her only concern. I didn't see the video of the entire talent competition for the water group. I don't know if anybody out there has some video available, the link, please let me know. I want to see the talent show of the water group. But nevertheless, she almost made my cut, but because a lot of stuff that she was trained for didn't really manifest themselves in the performance, I had to eliminate Malaysia. Sorry, Kajal, I love you, but I think this is not your time. It's the same thing with Iran. I interviewed Iran, beautiful face, great advocacy, but she wasn't really on the same level as the other girls in the top 20 list. Kyrgyzstan almost made my list, but something was missing for some reason. But it's just my opinion. Don't take everything to heart out there. So yeah, that's it. You guys agree?
Rafa,
Yes, Summer, go.
another trivia for you, because we're talking about crossover candidates. From 2001 to 2021, only Dania Prince of Honduras has ever won Miss Earth, who comes from a major pageant and won Miss Earth.
Yes, by the way, Honduras and Guatemala are two other countries that did not make this year's edition. Again, I think has something to do with their national director, or I think those two girls were also scammed by their national directors. So they didn't. The directors did not pay the franchise fees,
Yep.
so they were not able to come. Yeah. So, all right. So I'm going to start really quick. Okay, my top 8 in random order: Australia, Brazil, Colombia, Cuba, Korea, Nigeria, Venezuela, Zimbabwe. Top 8. Top 4. Okay. My top 4 are Australia, Colombia, Cuba, and Korea. Any of those 4 girls would make an amazing Miss Earth, but my favorite for the crown, again, is Australia. And I don't care about the placement of Colombia, Cuba, Korea. All right, Co.
Okay.
Your top 4, please.
Okay, so previously I didn't announce all the top 20 in order. Okay, so I'm going to tell all the fans and every guy here about my top 8 first, and then top 4, and also the winner. All right. Okay, my top 8 is okay, from down to up. Okay, Nigeria, Belarus, Indonesia, Chile. Okay, and top 4 winner is Colombia, and Mr. Air is Korea, Mr. Water is Cuba, and Mr. Fire is Australia.
Oh,
That's my
interesting.
list.
All right, so we
Yes.
have the same top 4.
Because for Australia, I knew that she is many people favorite, and she very eloquent, approachable, and especially she very knowledgeable in what she doing, and got interest. And I mean, the level of her knowledge is kind of academic. Okay. And she led a lot, and she can inspire a lot of people to to follow her by suggest what kind of book you should look into. But anyway, as I mentioned before, especially in the pageant world nowadays, you have to remind that it's also always beauty pageant in a way. So
Right.
I think for this edition, you need someone that have distinctive face value. Okay, and other criteria outstanding as well. But when you look into the winner, you just feel, oh, she deserving without any second. Okay, so I think Colombia is just that. All right, she got everything, even though yes, for Q&A or the quickness that she respond, probably a little bit slower than Australia or Korea, but I think she got poise. She got queen aura, and I just can imagine when she become a winner, and she just travel around the world and advocate for a Miss Earth purpose. A lot of people, everyone, I think, drawn to her, will listen what she's speaking. So that's the biggest benefit of choosing her as a winner. And also why I wouldn't place Australia as the winner. She got everything, but definitely she when compared to Colombia, Cuba, and Korea, when we imagined when they're both standing before the crowd, and just imagine that who the most distinctive one that audience would love to listen to. And I think in terms of being head of the organization, you need like everything: face, figure, brain, and advocacy. All right. So for Australia, she a little bit lack of kind of appearance, okay, attractiveness. So that's why I put her as fire. And for Cuba, I probably have a contrast view to you, Rafa. I found her very beautiful. Okay, she's not dry gorgeous though. Okay, but I found some similarity to Diana Torres anyway. I think because of her facial shape, kind of like oval and long. And also I love her advocacy. And definitely she can speak English very well. She's quite eloquent because she kind of grew up in US, in Florida, I think. She got a degree in U of Florida. And I do believe that if she being placed in top 4, she will be like a very beautiful face for the organization. She's doing well. She's working hard. She got her own advocacy, which she has been, doing long time. And definitely, her figure, her face, she got everything. All right. Even though I'm quite not sure about her sash. Okay, Cuba. Has Cuba ever worn Miss Earth or not? But I found her very attractive and she very capable in my view. Okay.
Right.
And Miss Korea. All right. She very pretty. Okay. I honestly, I'm not a fan of K-pop. I'm not a fan of K-beauty.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not a fan. All right. But when I first stumbled by her, her look in the social media, I just, ooh, is there any kind of this Korean in pageant beauty? She very cute. And also what I think she can represent one of, represent the organization well as one of elemental queen.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Because of her background. She moved a lot. Okay. She actually grew up in I think Canada, somewhere else until 7, and she came back to Korea, and she just moved around again.
Yes.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
to Canada, to US, to China. So she kind of, a global citizen. She got a very wide perspective on the world. Okay,
Right.
and she very eloquent. She got quite energetic and vivacious personality. She's very attractive. So I think she not kind of Asian in terms of outspokenness. Okay, so I think if she represents organization, she can speak whatever she got fed of information, right? And she can transfer that information to the audience very well, because audience ready to listen to her. Okay, so that's why I think she very intelligent. Okay, I never met her. Okay, never interviewed her, but I felt, even though she saw my story, she visit quite often, but I felt she very intelligent, very wise girl. So that's why I put her as air. Okay, that's what I felt. So for the top 8, I just knew from somewhere here about Nigeria mindset. Okay, but again, because it's beauty pageant, all right. People might have different perception on any particular. All right. And I still do believe that her performance and what she's doing during the pageant going to be a vocal contribution to her placement. So I do believe that she's going to, to represent Africa continent somehow, okay, in top 8. And she's doing well. She impressed me. So it's not a factor, all right, for me that I'm going to put her in top 8. And Belarus, she very outspoken. I think because of her her daring to speak and protect the organization, and also her advocacy that made her stand out. All right. I impressed her a lot when she made a statement, not one, but several, okay? Put herself forward and show her stand and, kind of advocate the purpose of organization. And I agree with her because she spoke with facts, okay? She brought some facts from the fashion world, okay, to compare. So when I look in her statement, I just impressed that, okay, I got like a vivid picture what she tried to, try to speak here. So I think she's going to be in top 8, but because of Miss Earth candidates in this batch so strong, for me, I don't think that she could penetrate to top 4. Okay. And Indonesia, it's quite hard for me indeed. I'm thinking about Indonesia and Thailand. Okay, I'm Thai definitely, so all the fans should know, and Thai fan as well. Okay, I'm not biased, but Indonesia, very, very smart lady. She very experienced in journalism.
Yes.
She very eloquent, and she also a news reporter. News reporter not on site, okay, but on live TV. So she knew exactly when to speak, when to pause, how to
Yes.
convey the message to the audience on point, right time. Okay. Even though I agree with Rafa that okay, her outer appearance is beautiful, but that probably might be more that's more attractive than her. Okay, but because of Mrs. is kind of brainy, wise, passionate, she very outstanding in terms of speaking, in terms of her thinking.
Yes.
So that's why, and also she can walk at least above average. Okay,
Yes.
so I think she can thrive. Okay,
Yes.
she can thrive and survive in top 8. And for the last one in top 8, Chile. She a medical student. Okay, and she pretty, and I think I admire Chile organization that they recently select a very high caliber candidate to Miss Earth, and I think what she had done, what she got in her mind, and also she performed really well. Okay, in terms of passarella and overall, I think she very outstanding. She can make it. She will shine in preliminary and final.
Wow.
That's my top 8 and top 4. Okay.
Let's
right.
cross our fingers that your predictions would come true. All right. Never
Okay.
know.
Okay. I wish. Okay.
All right. Okay. I just want to read some of the comments.
Excuse me, Rafa. Excuse me.
Right.
Hello.
Yes. Go ahead. Summer.
Teacher,
Yep.
Teacher Rafa.
Go ahead.
Yes. Sorry, I didn't hear most of it. Can you hear me?
Yes.
I didn't hear most of it. Can you ask Ko to start again from the very beginning?
Yeah. Quickly. Ko, what your top 8, please?
Okay. So Rafa, can you hear me
I'm just
clearly?
kidding. It was
Yeah, because this is getting dragging, and a lot of the viewers are getting very impatient. So keep it
Okay.
really short
All
and
right.
quick.
I was putting your leg.
Okay.
I'm gonna
Okay.
slap
Right.
you.
Summer, you very special lady. Okay, I do it for you. Okay. All right. Okay. Winner and top 8. Okay, my winner is Colombia. And Miss Earth Air is Korea. Miss Earth Water is Cuba, and Miss Earth Fire is Australia. And top 8 is Nigeria, Belarus, Indonesia, and Chile.
Okay.
Which one
Got
again?
that one? Did you get that one, Summer?
No, Teacher Rafa, can you start again?
All right.
Colombia. Colombia.
No,
okay?
that's it. She was just kidding. Stop it. Shut up. All right. All right. You guys are
Love
weird.
you, Ko.
All right, reading some of the comments here. Okay, somebody says, well, Cuba, we love Cuba. I think she will win. All right. Sas says, Rafa, your comment towards Cuba was very bad. Really? What was so bad about my comment? I just said that Diana Torres is prettier than her. Just being honest. Rafa, very disrespectful towards Cuba. She's drop dead gorgeous. Kurapa, be very careful the way you speak about Cuba. She's gorgeous. Yeah, well, if you think she's gorgeous, good for you. What do you want me to do? Give you a cookie? Let me see. Did Ko say that Australia lacked in attractiveness?
Yeah, Tito Rafa, cause are you
Ko
suggesting
said that
no
Australia is not
For
attractive.
me, okay. I'm not
are you
lack.
saying no that Australia needs facial feminization? Are you suggesting that?
She looks like Taylor
I mean,
Swift.
she got like.
I think Australia should win Miss Earth because Miss Earth could really take advantage of her appearance looking like Taylor Swift, right? That will surely grab a lot of media attention. Look, Miss
No.
Earth looks like Taylor Swift. Woohoo! All right, so yeah, I think
Taylor Swift
Marky,
or not, Tito Rafa, she's amazing.
let's go to Marky. Marky, your top 8 and then your top 4, please.
Yep, my top 8. Any one of my top 8 could actually win. And my top 8 are Venezuela, Colombia, Puerto Rico, Namibia, Australia, Korea, Cuba, Netherlands. So these are my top 8.
Okay, good choices.
It's very difficult to trim, but I just think that any of these girls can win. I think this is like this is where you could find the winners. But for me, based on personal preference and my prediction, how they will perform on the finals night, my top 4 would be Australia, Korea, Cuba, and Netherlands.
Okay, excellent top 4.
My only comment on Cuba would be she has to really polish her presentation skills, because if she doesn't, Venezuela, Colombia, Puerto Rico, and Namibia can overtake her position. So there. I think I'm actually torn between Australia and Korea as the eventual winner or winners, because both are very serious about the advocacy.
Mhm.
And like same reasons as Rafa, Australia is well prepared. Australia wants this. She has competed 3 times and she walks the talk. She knows what she's talking about. And I'm predicting that she will do well in the finals. Same for Korea. Just a note, Korea also wants this because she's been preparing. When I interviewed her, she actually said that she recognized me and said, "Are you one of the judges? I remember you are one of the judges." So yes. Why? Because I've been studying your questions are the most difficult ones. Every time we ask a question, I take note of it and I research the answer.
Wow.
So it's a testament to her
right.
her
So she's paying
willingness to
attention.
win. You wouldn't research on you wouldn't pay attention to that if you don't want to win. So it's a testament that she wants to win. And I've also heard stories about she really wanted to be first runner-up in Miss Korea because she knows that she will be sent to Miss Earth. So she wants this.
All
She
right.
wants this. She's prepared. She's well-spoken. The face, flawless, like a porcelain doll, very
she's everything.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Presents
Ever.
really well. That's why I'm torn between Australia and Korea. Either of the two, if either of the two gets drawn, I'll be very happy. So that's my top 4: Australia, Korea, Cuba, Netherlands.
Yeah, both. I think for Summer and for Ko, having picked Colombia as their winner. Another strike I can think of against Colombia is the fact that the last 3 winners all come from the Americas. Are they going to crown another another girl from the Americas this year? Or maybe it's time to give the crown to another girl from a different continent. You know, I mean, Oceania has not won. Australia has not won. So,
But
or it
anyway,
could be
whoever,
Asia, or it could be Africa for all we know. It could be Zimbabwe.
I don't think so. I think you previously said that whoever deserves to win, just win. Okay, so I don't think that it's not possible American candidate going to win again. So if she deserving, just Colombia.
Okay. Well, again, it depends on the Q&A, right? I think eventually
it's always the Q&A.
It's always the Q&A. Okay, assuming if you have all the best for Australia, Colombia, Cuba, and Korea, they all pick the same question. It all depends on who gives the best answer. You know, I mean, we all know. I mean, I know that Australia is eloquent, Korea is eloquent, Cuba is eloquent, Colombia. I mean, they're all 4 eloquent young women. all beautiful in their own
Mm.
way, and they all have 4 strong advocacies. So yeah, anyone could
Mm.
be a perfect winner. But again, it boils down to the Q&A part and who the judges really want, who really want to, or the organization. Marky, does the organization have a say at all? Do they have their own
This is the
choices?
truth. They have favorites, but
Okay.
their favorites usually do not win because it's the judge's decision all the time.
Okay.
It's always the judge's decision, and the
Okay.
decision of the judges are always audited by an external firm. If you know SGV, also known as Ernst and Young, stateside, it's the same
Yeah.
company. They always audit the process. So
Oh.
even if Tita Lorraine or Tita Peachy has their favorite, if the judges have a different impression, the judge's decision will always be the final result.
But doesn't Lorraine sit? Isn't she the board of director of the judges? Isn't she like the?
Yes, she does.
Okay.
She does. She gives points. The good thing about the Miss Earth pageant system is you would win based on statistics and numbers.
Right.
So even if Tita Lorraine or Tita are there, if the main 5 does not agree with their decision, and let's say even if they give, let's say Colombia 100, let's say that's just an example. Let's say they gives Colombia 100. The rest of the 5 gives them. So it's always the statistics, it's the numbers, and that's what SGV is there for. They compute, they look at the statistics, the numbers, are probability. That's why sometimes I find it weird when people say that Miss Earth is biased towards Philippines or other countries. The truth is, it's just they were the ones who performed well. That's it.
Okay. All right. That's fair. That's good to know. Not like what happened in the recent Miss Venezuela pageant. I don't know if you guys heard about the controversy of Miss Venezuela, right? Supposedly it was the judges who had the final say, but it turned out that the 2 co-directors, Gabriela Isler and Nina Cecilia, had a final say. They were the ones who actually selected the winner, not the judges. All the judges did not pick those 2 winners that they were crowned. They had different ideas in mind. So, yeah. Okay, going back to the comments section. Korea has actually dreamed of winning Miss Earth since 2019, and she's going to win. I'm telling you, it will be Korea who will win. Good. Okay, this is the same person who hates me now because of my comment about Cuba. Rafa, if you don't like Cuba, why do you place her in your list? Shaking my head. Girl, Miss Earth is not about just beauty of face. It's all about, if you haven't been following Miss Earth, I recommend that you really study this pageant and get to know this pageant. It's not all about beauty of face. If you like Miss Cuba, if you think she has a gorgeous face, that's fine. That's your opinion. You cannot force everybody to feel and think like you do, okay? The reason why I put Cuba in my top 4 is because I've seen her perform, and she was very consistent. All those 4 countries in my top 4 have performed consistently well from day one. And I hope to God they will perform consistently well during the finals as well. If Miss Cuba wins Miss Earth, I would be happy for her. I would be very, very delighted if she wins Miss Earth, okay? But just because I don't think her as pretty as Diana Torres, you shouldn't feel offended by that. I think you should respect other people's opinions, okay? And if you don't want to follow my channel, you're more than happy to unsubscribe, and adios. Okay, that's all I can say. All right. Are we all set then?
Amen.
Yes.
Summer and Marky, you both are going to the finals tonight, correct?
Yes.
Okay, you
I'll be
guys
there.
should.
So I'll see you, Summer.
You guys should hook up together.
I'll be
the
looking
two of
for you, Marky. I promise that.
Yeah, the 2 of you should actually hook up together and maybe have a
I'll
cocktail
haunt you.
before the finals. Go out for dinner, get to know each other.
That's gonna be my goal.
Yeah, and also, of course, Luis Portales. Is he going to cover the pageant? Luis, if you're watching me,
He's going.
He's going to? Okay, right. I think it's good. I wish I could join you guys. I think it's going to be really, really very fun. This is amazing. Why don't we all go to Miss Earth in Vietnam next year? Let's do it.
We will be there. I'll be there next year, Vietnam.
You are?
And my
Okay.
team.
All right, I might go there too. Yeah.
It's very close to Thailand, though. Very close to Thailand. It's quite interesting.
Yes, that's true. Oh, yes, Luis Portas is watching. Gorgeous.
Hi, Luis. How are you?
I hope you're enjoying the Philippines. Mabuhay. You're making a lot of good friends, I hope. Yes. Good.
Tito Rafa, can I say something?
Yes.
Luis is such a good looking person in flash.
Yes.
It's the same. Very good looking.
He could be a male pageant contestant.
Because he will be.
Yes.
Wait, watch out for it. I'll let him tell you everything about that. And such an amazing person.
Yeah, he could.
I love him.
Yes, he's amazing. He's wonderful. Okay, so the finalists of Miss Earth is November 29th at 6 p.m. Manila time. So Manila is 13 hours ahead of Boston. So that means it's going to be 5 a.m. in the morning here in my area. Oh my God. I don't think I can make it. I'll still be in bed. But I know. But I'll give it a shot. I'm gonna just set up my alarm clock at 5 a.m. Wake up. Because I have to do my reaction video, So who wants that? Okay. Oh, Luis says, I am never leaving. LOL. He's never going to leave the Philippines. You know what, Luis? I think you should permanently move to the Philippines, okay? and get a Filipino citizenship. Yeah. And maybe Ko should also move to the Philippines.
I will. I love to. Probably next time. Okay.
Yes,
next
for
time I
sure.
will. Mhm.
Yes. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. I love you. Te quiero, Luis. All right. So we're going to end the show. So thank you to my beloved guests for participating in this amazing chat. As usual, you guys are awesome. You guys are excellent in your own fields. I mean, people like you that actually make pageantry alive and well and kicking. And it's because of you that, the world, we all have evolving notions of what beauty is. Beauty is not just one monolithic idea, but it's actually a very hetero. Did I say the word hetero? Did I say hetero? So I had to say it has become a malleable, flexible, expansive word. So yeah, we all have our own definitions of beauty. So if any of you out there are offended by some of our comments, okay, that's your prerogative. Feel free to be offended, but don't take it to heart. We all have our opinions. It's a beauty pageant, for Pete's sake. Beauty is very, very subjective. Okay, unlike the Olympics, when you go to the Olympics, you're judged based on your technicality and your technical skills and stuff. But in beauty pageants, everything's subjective. So don't take everything to heart seriously. Life is too short. Just enjoy Miss Earth finals. Have a wonderful show with your friends and family and whatnot. So, and good luck to all your favorite candidates. Okay, so.
Tito Rafa, thank you for
Summer.
having
Thank you all the fans. Thank you everyone. Thank you for watching.
Okay,
Tito
thank
Rafa.
you, Marky.
This
Thank
is
you,
the first
Summer.
time.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ko.
Thank you,
And
Rafa. Thank you all the fans. I'm very happy indeed. I very enjoy to joining the show and share my view. And definitely I love Miss Earth a lot, okay, for this bash. And I wish that next time I'm going to join the real finals, okay? Probably in Vietnam, right? Next time.
yes,
And
yes.
wish to visit Philippines so soon. Okay. Thank you for all the fans worldwide and everyone. Thank you, Rafa.
Oh, Tito Rafa, very quickly. It's very important. I was about to ask this question to Marky. Very important.
Yes, go ahead.
There is an incident where I was my name was heavily tagged about what happened recently in Miss Earth, where there was one particular young person who supposed to be a pageant blogger, but it turned out that he was a little bit loud and abusive, and then it turned out that he is autistic. And then a particular channel tagged my name, and though they did apologize to me, but that apparently it was me behind the microphone. And because of that, what happened was they now revoke, I believe, some of the tickets for
Really?
bloggers, and or they
Okay.
find it hard to give tickets to everyone now, so everyone's affected. So my question is there a particular not censorship but a screening to pageant bloggers out there who
So,
who
Marky, do you have a press pass already to attend the finals? Did you get a press pass?
he doesn't need it?
Yes.
Well, of course, because you're part of,
Yes.
you work for Carousel, right?
No, I don't work for Carousel.
Oh, you don't?
It's just that I've built that relationship.
Okay, there you
I've
go.
just built that relationship with them.
Okay, so that's why Summer, you really
But
have to be good
aside-
friends with Marky.
Yes.
You're my
And
best friend.
as to the censorship, I am not aware of that, but I think I understand the story behind that. There were even pageant bloggers who were wrongly accused of it. It was this person, but they were accusing a different pageant blogger. So as for the censorship, I don't think there's such a thing in Carousel. Here's a good thing about Carousel. They're very friendly. Generally speaking, they're a very friendly organization. If they see you supporting Miss Earth, they wouldn't burn bridges. So that's what all I can say about that.
You mean if you're not supporting Miss Earth, they will not burn bridges? Is that it? What you said? Okay.
Even if you're not supporting Miss Earth, they wouldn't
yeah.
burn bridges as well.
Yeah, because you're professional. Basically, that's what professionalism is all about. You don't care. You don't let others' opinions, ruin your party. Yeah, so that's good. That's good to know. No.
So send us a couple of tickets, Marky, please.
Yeah, Summer and Michael need tickets to the finals. Okay. I'm sure Luis already has a ticket, right? Luis.
No, we're all waiting. All of us are waiting. The three
You
of
guys are
us.
waiting?
We're sitting on the same table.
Okay. All right. That's good to know. All right, people. Thank you so much for watching this show. I love you all. Thank you so much. Have a good afternoon. Have a wonderful weekend and rest of the week. So I love you all, and we'll see you all in Miss Earth Finals. November 29.
Enjoy your lunch.
Thank you
Have
so
a good
much.
time, everyone.
Mabuhay. Love you all.
Take care, guys. Thank you.
Rafa, Summer, and Maki. Bye-bye.
Talk to you later.
Bye. Thank you.
And all the fans, Luis, as well.